Okay, well, we have a basic obligation to allow people to get to their homes and their businesses and to drive up and down.
So they wasn't doing that last night.
We can only have a part of town
look
be
at that.
closed down.
You're
for
not
so
going
long
through that if you live in this neighborhood. How you going to go through that?
We're trying to do that.
How you going to go through that?
Without physically hurting anybody, and so that's why we're using these less lethal tactics.
No, that's why you killed somebody last night, and they ain't fucking saying it.
What I'm satisfied with is that we haven't hurt anybody.
The fuck was that? The Boy Scouts and that shit? Did you see that motherfucker?
A couple of police officers. One officer did get hit with a brick and actually broke his ankle, but and one officer was injured. But in general, I mean, with the chaos that's going on right now, I'm at least happy that nobody's gotten seriously injured.
You're right.
The volatility is
It's a powder keg, and we all recognize that, and that's why
they got sniper rifles on people.
To try to facilitate the protest tonight, and we hope that
I'm gonna go grab that video. I'm gonna put that video up. Fuck
that we are
that.
trying to facilitate, to help everybody bring this down, bring all the tensions down.
It's not going to be brought down. They already said that.
I had a meeting scheduled with the family at 10 o'clock this morning. Apparently, their attorney didn't have an opportunity to adequately talk with them, so the meeting was postponed. But they promised me that this afternoon that meeting will be rearranged. Today, yeah.
Is that sort of the same thing?
No, my assistant was.
How do you respond to Anonymous and the fact that they say they're going to release pictures, names, addresses? How do you respond to that threat?
Well, Anonymous has been doing that.
Anonymous.
But they've been putting out as accurate information. All we can do is counter it when we see it. They did bring our website down. It's possible that they just did it again.
They just did it again. I'm telling you, yo.
No. We're going to have cones, things like that. No, we're not putting up barriers or barricades. We're asking for cooperation. That's what we want.
What is that?
The tactical units will be out there if firebombs.
Guys, them guns is loud. Let me tell you how.
Shots are being fired.
Any
people
hunter,
being shot at. We have to respond.
I tell you, if your gun
to deadly force
is like
we're
a beanbag gun, it'll have an orange
not
tip.
only the tactics but the appearance. We're having conversations.
None of them shits have orange tips. And another secret is they have brown military boots on. Those are not tactical boots. Those boots are military boots.
Can you give us some insight into the mindset of the police, why they approached this crowd the way that they did, and what goes into making the decision to actually fire the tear gas? Why was it fired? Why did it always seem to be fired around 9 o'clock at night? Can you take us inside some of those decisions, please?
Well, those decisions were made by the tactical commanders on the ground, and it was based on the threat of violence. If individuals are in a crowd that's attacking the police, they need to get out of that crowd. We can't individually go in and say, excuse me, sir, are you peacefully protesting? Are you throwing rocks? Are you throwing a Molotov cocktail?
No, he's
lying.
It's
a crowd.
Look at that
if you're
man.
Not, if the crowd is getting violent and you don't want to be violent, get out of the crowd.
In light of that, will you speak to the incident that happened with the media last night?
Those are fireworks, guys.
Where the
Al Jazeera group?
I haven't been briefed on that.
The Al Jazeera group they just asked about.
I'd like to ask a question.
Sure, yes.
I'd like to ask a question because, as they were pointing out earlier, we were in an area last night. Our team was trying to cover the story from an area. We did not go past the police barricades. We respected what the police told us to do. We were in a neighborhood where there were no protests going on, no active protests, no one was threatening police. Yet we found ourselves as a direct target, literally shot with rubber bullets and tear gas cannons that hit our vehicle. Why would that happen? And who made the decision to do
Look, they
that?
showing the video.
I don't know.
They showing the video.
Decision. I will look into that.
And why is the media something target?
The media is not a target.
So what exactly is being fired?
She said, why is the media a target?
Tear gas, pepper pellets, pepper balls.
Look how scared this man is. He know they fucked up. Look, this man ain't said nothing the whole time, son.
The State Highway Patrol has been here in force
Why
all
are they
along.
breaking down the
SWAT team
camera
is
with a gun
down on
pointed
the
at the
lines, and
news
they've been
people, man?
very,
Look at
very
that. They got
supportive in
live
this
clips,
situation.
son. Look at them
And,
clips.
you know, I certainly welcome their assistance. They've been great.
A different tone to the police response tonight, and Fox 2 is reporting that the county police have been pulled off of that.
Dude, they showing it. They shooting right at the news. They showing the
They're actually
video.
having that meeting now, and I have not heard any of that. I haven't heard the results of that
When do
meeting.
you think that we are going to know what exactly happened?
That's up to
And
the
the fireworks
prosecuting
is
attorney's
just
office.
to keep the people
He's
back.
waiting
Look at
to
that. Look at the tear
interview,
gas coming right to the news.
This has all been
Shooting it right
thrown
at
out
the
there before,
news.
but I see you're new. All the evidence has to be examined. All the ballistics have to be examined.
We're looking
and
at the
most importantly, all
evidence
the
right now,
witnesses
you dumb
have
fucking
to be,
redneck.
you know, talked to extensively. And when all that is done and the toxicology reports are in, then Mr. McCullough is going to have a very clear
the people
picture
still
of what
ain't
happened out
scared.
there. And he's going to present that to the grand jury.
Don't be. Never fear no man. Only man you should fear is your creator.
Chief, we had an alderman who was arrested last night in the city of St. Louis. And also, some folks said he was pulled out of his car, and there were other people across the street here last night. They said they were getting into their car, they were sitting in their car, just waiting to see what was going on. And they just pulled them out of the car. Why would that be?
All I can say, if anybody was arrested, from what I understand, it was because they were in an area that was being cleared by the police. Once it was declared by the commander on the scene as an unlawful gathering because of the violence, everything going, then they have to clear it. And
They actually booked or just detained temporarily, like their photographs, like the reporters. Yes, the reporters
Were released at the scene, and then they were upset because they wanted
And Chief, here are a few names circulating.
Look at that. They told his ass. He told him to step back. Why you,
you?
man? I'm telling you, this shit's set up. Playing.
we're going to have a
Pre-planned.
conversation about
Military was
release of the
training
name,
there
but
a couple of months ago.
I
and a
guess
year
it's
ago.
anonymous. Put out a name this morning, Brian something that's not the name. I haven't seen anything else.
The protesters who were just here announced another name, and that name, since you're getting first names, was Gary.
All right. Well, I'm not going to comment on it right now until I.
Is that true? Chief, what do you think about that? I mean, are these guys just running name after name after name after name?
I think that's probably what they're doing. They're taking the name of
Anonymous
everybody
running
and
mad
throwing it out
names.
there. The threats of death against him and his threats of death against the officer who was wrongly identified as the shooter, and also Bob McCullough's office policy of not releasing someone's name until they are formally charged. We're having some conversations about that today.
Chief, that might change, Chief, because you were saying the other day, you said you weren't going to release the name until you had to, either a judge or the person who's going to charge. So that might change?
Well, I said if a judge ordered me to, I would, but I also said we're taking this day by day. And so, again, we're talking about it today.
Are the tactical commanders that are on the ground when all this is blown up at night, are they the county police? Who are these tactical commanders? Which one would be? There's so many different agencies.
Yeah, we have all the area SWAT teams are filtering throughout the week.
County police, are they in charge of of the operation in terms of what's happening?
Their tactical commander on the scene is the tactical commander. Yes.
What is your reaction to the eyewitness accounts of the shooting?
I can't speak to the evidence, Elliot. I can't speak to the evidence that belongs to the county police department and to Bob McCullough. Let me just get one from you.
One last thing. These officers look like soldiers. The word war is being used. I mean, are you surprised by the reaction that people are having the way these officers look? And, just the nature of that whole kind of a militaristic look.
Yeah. Well, the whole picture is being painted a little bit sideways from what's really happening, and it's not military. It's tactical operations.
No,
it's SWAT teams.
military.
That's who's
Fuck
out there.
what you
Police,
talking
we're doing
about.
This in blue. So anyway, thank you very much.
Is the officer who shot Michael still
You've been listening to Ferguson Police Chief Thomas Jackson. He emphasized this is a situation that nobody wants, that they are, quote, evaluating tactics at this moment. We'll be following that story closely. In the meantime, tonight, the nation is looking forward to a moment of national silence to commemorate these events, protesting this alleged police brutality in Ferguson. That suburb sometimes looks more like a war zone than an urban setting. Police in Marine-issued camouflage, traveling in armored vehicles, carrying high-powered assault rifles with sniper scopes. Here's how we got here.
Thank you.
A 1990s Pentagon program allows surplus military equipment to be handed out to police departments. And so, North Liberty, Indiana, population of about 1,800, got Humvees and landmine detectors. Carroll County, Georgia has a couple of grenade launchers, you know, just in case. And in my home state, Watertown, Connecticut, a town of 22,000, got an armored personnel MRAP vehicle designed to shield soldiers from roadside bombs. There are no landmines in Watertown.
Look at this.
Joining me,
Oh my
Bradley Bell
God.
of the Washington Post, also the author of Rise of the Warrior.
Is the news
and back with us
conspiracy
is Tim Lynch,
theorist?
director of the Cato Institute's Project
I
on
don't
Criminal
know,
Justice.
but I'm really starting to
Bradley,
think it.
Take a look at the homepage of the Huffington Post earlier. Baghdad, USA was the headline that they went with, showing a picture of Ferguson.
God,
and someone
dude,
made
it's
this
coming
tweet
true.
comparing his gear in Iraq to what officers in Ferguson are.
They even
wearing. I
got
think we
your
have that,
preachers.
really striking.
You must
how armed
obey.
people are in these suburbs. So the program we're talking about is known as 1033. Tell me about it. Why did this come into being? Why would the police department need grenade launchers in the first place?
Unbelievable.
Well, the program came to being informally in the early 80s during the Reagan administration when Reagan
really on the news?
sort of, off the cuff instructed the Pentagon to start making surplus military equipment available to police departments across the country. It was formalized in the 90s with the 1033 program, which established a budget and an office called the LISO program. And so since then, what we've seen is literally millions of pieces of military equipment transferred from the Pentagon to local police departments. And I think it's important to stress, I mean, this is equipment that was and annihilate a foreign army, and it's being used on American streets and American neighborhoods. And you know, there's the practical problem of, you know, is this kind of ammunition or these kinds of explosives, is this kind of truck, you know, sort of appropriate? But there's also a mentality problem that, you know,
Look at the sniper rifle.
When you outfit
Look at the
police
sniper.
officers in camouflage, I note that the police chief
the
said
clips.
that this is being done in blue. Well, no, it's actually being done in camouflage and sort of olive green military fatigues. And when you arm them with military gear and you give them military vehicles and weapons and train them in military tactics and then tell them they're fighting a war, whether it's a war on drugs or crime or terrorism, you know, what's the effect